All right, world. We are another week into this process of going off psychiatric medications. Um, so it's Friday morning. I feel like it's been a while since I actually made one of these on a Friday morning. Um, so I'm in Guanajuato, Mexico. Feel all right. Yeah, still having like some trouble getting up in the morning, but I'm trying not to be like hard on myself about that. Like, maybe I just need a little extra rest because I got so much shit going on in my brain or something like that. Not sure. Started like sleeping with an eye mask a couple weeks ago, which I think actually helps me uh, a little bit in the morning to not just get woken up by the first glimpse of light coming in through the window. Um, Still on 50 milligrams of Seroquel at night. In a couple weeks, I'll have a phone call with my doctor again. I'll try to go down even further on it. So we're kind of getting down towards the end of the wire. I spent all last week emceeing the Project World School Family Summit last weekend, and then on Tuesday I spent hanging out with the people involved in Project World School. So it was really cool to just kind of get a chance to be a part of their traveling learning community for a little while. Then this week I kind of got back to work, trying to catch up on a lot of stuff. Last week I pretty much fucked off on work most of the week. And just like I find myself doing more like online marketing stuff for clients now, and I'm like, fuck, like what am I doing? Like there's a piece of me that doesn't really love doing this shit, and like I'm wondering like what do I love doing? What do I like doing? I finished reading this book about swearing. Now I'm reading a book about rules for radicals, which is more about being a radical activist and community organizing. I like the idea of being an activist, trying to change the world somehow. I like doing comedy. I started making these videos, the weekly stretch, trying to somehow inspire people to get outside their comfort zone, and I'm trying to figure out like what else there is for me, like what would bring me outside of my comfort zone to try something new that might push me in a positive direction. Um, Started talking with this guy a little more who sort of mentored me about what is it that I'm trying to achieve? Like, what is the end goal of all this unschooling and mental health? Like, what is the ultimate end goal of it all? And there's something in there about like enabling people to pursue or achieve like some sort of self-fulfillment. Not that I necessarily can get there myself, but there's like a self-empowerment kind of thing there. And how you make a living doing that, I have no idea. How you even do it without making a living. How do you actually achieve that? I'm not sure, but sort of exploring that further. Heading back to Mexico City today. I'll hang out there for like 2 or 3 days, and then I'm flying to Costa Rica. I'm not sure yet exactly where I'm staying there. Uh, I tried doing like house sitters, like signing up to be a house sitter, but so far nobody has chosen me. I guess because I'm traveling solo. They seem to be looking for a couple. They don't like the idea of a solo guy being their house sitter. I also don't have a ton of experience with pets, and a lot of it has to do with like taking care of their pets. Um, I like animals. I don't love animals. Like, oh my god, animals are so great, but I like them. I don't like. I'm vegan because I don't want to hurt animals. But that doesn't mean I want to cuddle and snuggle with them all day. And just look at it like humans. Like I don't like every human and love every human to death, but I don't think I should enslave any humans. Um, I haven't necessarily done much with stand-up comedy this week, but last week I did do a little mini show for some teens. I think I talked about it. Now I'm trying to figure out what that'll look like if I do some kind of tour. It's funny, I posted on Reddit asking in the stand-up comedy group, like, what kind of venues would allow teens to show up that would still let me do blue material? And everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So it's interesting to see how people react. Yeah, the first stand-up comedy I heard, I was 10. First time I saw it live, I was 16 or 17. And I don't know. There's something like, I don't know if that makes me some sort of monster, that I feel like there's some value in spreading this message to young people. I think it's a valid strategy. Less people have been less programmed when they're younger, and they're more open to new adventurous ideas. And if you get young people to buy into an idea, it suddenly sounds manipulative, but this is going to make it sound even worse, but like I remember reading the autobiography of Malcolm X, and Elijah Muhammad would say to him, I always remember this quote, that if you want to start a movement, start with the young people and they'll shame the older people into following. So I know the people on Reddit were like, what's this fucking guy's problem? Like, what do you want to list somewhere? Like trying to gather up a bunch of young people. And I got that kind of reaction too once, like from the unschooling world, like I'm trying to somehow gather them up to jerk them all off or something like that. That's not really the case. I'm not really interested in hanging out with young people. They're fun. That's not like I don't like it, but that's not like my MO. I suppose my MO is I suppose maybe I'm trying to indoctrinate them into a more open and liberated mentality. And indoctrinate is a specific choice of words there, because that's what I think the school system does, into a very closed off mentality. So I could either say I'm trying to remove the indoctrination that school has done to people in our society, but really I think that means that I'm trying to indoctrinate people into an open, like instead of, I'm by undoing an indoctrination, I suppose in a way I'm adding my own version of it, which is kind of fucked up, but I don't know what to think about that. There's a lot of like self-doubt and wondering, like, is my ego playing a role here? Am I doing something wrong? But I'm sticking with it. I haven't been feeling like strong depression. There's definitely some like loneliness or something that I get from time to time. I don't know if it's because I travel solo, but even just in general, like I feel a little bit alone in this journey. But I try to kind of find some satisfaction from within. I don't know. I don't see any reason to keep going with this video today. All right, here we go.